Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, it's another morning session, so we got some Bach. Bach. Let's get Bach to it. Ha ha ha. Let's go over some stuff we have to do today. Full disclosure, I went home this weekend and I didn't even bring my guitar. Because I don't know, I knew I was going to be busy the whole weekend anyways, like doing stuff. So I was like, what's the point? I'm not bringing it. But it's okay, because I've been practicing a lot and we're going to practice a lot this week, so that'll be cool. Name of the game, I guess, is just Still the Presto. You can guess everything I'm about to say. The fugue, I tried playing the fugue differently for this extravaganza. I slowed it down and I made it a little more flat, and I just tried to make it all like as perfect as I could. That wasn't a very good way to perform it though. I wouldn't want to do that again, but I'm just trying stuff out. I'm trying different ways of playing it. I'm going to work on my memory for the Adagio. I'm of course going to work on the Siciliana because that's what this video is about today. That's what we're about to get into. And then the Soar Mozart variation, that one came out better, and I think it's because I slowed down some parts and I took a little more time to prepare for the faster parts, but I still messed up the ending, and I messed up a lot of it. I think that's starting to get somewhere, which is good. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything for now. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that video, and then I will get to the practicing. I'll see you there. Now, of course, I don't have my comment section with me right now, but there has been a lot of criticism about these Bach purists or whatever, like Miriam Fried, saying that they're full of poop, and they don't know what they're talking about. That's the thing with these things. You kind of have to come into them with some scrutiny, and the most important thing to remember is that unless you're trying to be like a Bach purist and play it as like a period piece, which I'm not, you just gotta pick and choose the things that you like. I like how she thinks about meter, and I haven't really heard anything I don't like yet. I like that she's kind of rude to her student. I think it's funny. I guess I seem to side with the rude masters now, don't I?
And it's okay.
It's okay. But it's okay. Alright, so I think we left off around here, so we'll just continue.
There's one but. You need to be consistent in the kind of compromises you make. So if you say, I cannot keep the notes on the same string, so I don't care about it, I personally don't think it's a good compromise, but it is possible to say that. But then you don't do it ever, you know. If you choose one time that I keep the same color for the same line, then you have kind of an obligation to do it always.
We can learn something from that. Be consistent with the decisions that you make it sound coherent.
These are the kinds of things that each one of us has to decide, because we are faced with compromises no matter what.
Yeah, just look at my marriage. She starts going off on her marriage. I compromise every day for that lazy son of a...
Okay, and it is difficult to decide sometimes, and I can tell you from my experience,
Oh yeah?
I changed my mind I don't know how many times already.
You know how many times I cheated on that man? My mind flips every day. I have no idea what I want.
And it's good. It's okay.
It's good. It's fine to do that. God, I am like not grasping any of this.
I would like you to start one more time. I also would like you to think about what kind of sound do you want.
That's a good place to start with this sort of thing, right?
I think the fugue needs clarity. This needs really almost like a singer's voice, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you should think about that before you start and really choose that maybe a little warmer sound would be okay.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking too with the Siciliana. I wanted to move to the higher positions for some of the Siciliana for the warmth, but I don't know, there's a lot of honesty in those long strings, right? I don't want to get rid of that. I'm just playing it more dolce. Ooh, that was warm. Oh, so close. You're sounding better than Miriam Fried there for a little while. Dang.
That's fine. That's no problem. What I do want to talk about is the fact that this is bass and this is not. So I
yeah, and this is not anything.
Separate them in character. Then and this is bass again, and this is not.
This is another thing that you guys talked about. You didn't like Miriam Fried's tone. And I made a joke in the last one about her tone. When she started playing, I was like, oh, isn't violin a beautiful instrument? I think she's, like, on purpose making her higher tones sound scratchier. Maybe to, like, separate the voices like she's saying. But that's kind of a trap we all fall in sometimes.
And this, ideally, right, you have this going to here, so keep in your head the F. So it should be a little open-ended again. So if you do finished. We no longer think about it because you told me I'm done. You give instructions to the listener. You tell, listen to this or don't listen to this. Yeah, okay, try it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's wasting her potential in violin. She should be playing guitar.
It feels to me as though you're afraid to touch the violin. It's like, okay, I won't touch you, don't worry.
What are you, a coward?
I want you to touch. I want you to feel more comfortable. Somehow,
Yeah.
the bow arm doesn't seem to want to do this. You see, I almost feel as though the touch of the bow is like a nice caress.
Yeah.
That's how you get.
And to relate that to guitar, it's the nail, a nice fingering of the string.
You see, imagine that how you touch the bow, that's how the bow touches the string, and the character of the sound depends on the character of the touch. So if you want something angular, you would do kind of angular touch, right? And so there's something very measured about it. But if you want and I'm looking for the resonance to continue into the room. So you send the sound into the room. You don't stop it here to drop on the floor, right? So when you start...
Miriam Fried, you got some trash in your violin. What is that? Nice rubber band. That looks terrible. What is with these violinists? They just have a bunch of trash on their violin. Get a neck rest. What are you guys doing? That's funny, isn't it? Would that not dampen the sound, having like a bunch of towels on your instrument? I love the foam rubber band rig. Did they find their neck rest in the garbage can? Like, what is going on?
Not... I'm exaggerating again. I'm not imitating you. I'm just trying to make clear to you what I'm talking about. So just make sure that you have this more rounded, more open sounding character. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah. There's quite a bit of shifting in this one, too. There's a lot of shifting in mine. It sucks.
Much better. Yeah. Don't get back to the other way. Yeah. Use the rhythm, the interaction between bass and melody to give motion. So pum, pa, pum, pa, da, 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 dum, pa. You see, this is all with a little. So imagine something going in this kind of a shape. Not so square, no angles.
Yeah. No squares allowed here. I think that gives me some stuff to think about. Maybe I was kind of distracted in this one. I'm distracted in a lot of them, though, to be fair. I do the majority of my learning from these things from actually editing the video. So if I miss anything blatantly obvious and you're, like, pissed off at me, know that I will watch it again when I'm editing it. And I'll probably watch it twice or 3 times, actually. You know, it's fine. But yeah, I feel like I got something from that. It's nice to hear somebody play the thing on an instrument. Those towels are really funny. You know you're advanced when you just start putting trash on your instrument. I think it's time to get practicing. So, I'll see you at the piano bench. Alright guys, it feels good to get back to it. So, I'm probably going to start with scales just to warm up. And you know, just to work on my technique. I think that pretty much covers everything. I will see you on the other side. Alright. Well, I've been practicing long enough, I'd say. I worked on everything. I feel pretty good about that. I have a strategy for the Adagio. I'm doing the same thing I did to memorize the fugue, actually, which I'm just breaking it up into 3 parts, and I'm just going to memorize one at a time. So I have the first part memorized. Well, here, let me bring you closer. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and just play the whole thing for you, but I'm going to play the first part from memory, and your mind will be blown. So that's the first section. I'm gonna take a tuning break. Oh, a lot of you have been talking about the music theory ones. Yeah, I think going forward, I'm maybe just gonna pick another piece, probably by Sohr, like maybe from Opus 60, and just go further into that, because it's kind of fun to analyze stuff. So I think we'll hold off on just doing the theory, like learning on musictheory.net for now. We'll just learn in the trenches. Yeah, but I was just looking at some comments talking about the music theory ones. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Alright, well, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, all that stuff. And I'm offering lessons now, so if you want some guitar lessons, you can find the info for that in the description. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment and I'll probably address it in the chair at some point. Well, is there anything else? I don't think so. I'll see you tonight.